call it Blue Aqua Breeding Center, BABC in short. Okay. My name is Nick. I'm a manager here, and this is Siti, my colleagues. All right. So today we will be the tour guide for you guys. All right. But first, I will need to have to split the team into two. As I understand, you got 37, so 18 and 17. 18 and 19. Sorry. All right.
Okay, so we'll just do half here, half there.
One left, one right lah.
Right here. Okay.
This is just for the farm tour lah. I mean, you guys are still one family, so don't worry. Okay. All right, can. This is all right. Just a very quick briefing and safety measures that I will need to explain to you all. So first, is anyone allergic to seawater? Like literally allergy to seawater, because later when we show you the shrimps, we show you the ponds, there might be a chances that the water splashing to you. It will not be much of droplets, but if you are really allergy, which we have this case before, you really need to let us know, and we'll see how we can arrange later when we are looking at the shrimps, looking at the ponds. Okay, if everyone is okay with it, then it will be great. Then next, is anyone allergic to shrimps? Because later the food we will serve our shrimps. Okay, because our shrimps we do decutted, so we clean all the internals, and then we do normal barbecue with salt and pepper. Okay, so you just we'll give a certain portion. If you think you want to test a little bit, it's fine. Okay, but if you're really allergic, I would suggest not to eat lah, because we are not gonna. I mean, okay, can. As long as you know where your limit is, we will not stop you from eating lah. Okay, all right. So only this gentleman here with a slight allergy to shrimps. Anyone else? All right. If not, then it's good for us for the food part and the allergy part. Okay. So for here, I see some of you are not with fully closed shoes. Okay, with that, I will need you to be 200% more be careful when you're walking around, because this is a farm. So I will need you all to really understand that in farm we have a lot of hazardous place and some wet area. Okay, so when you are walking around the area, please make sure you are watching where you're stepping at. Okay, all right. So yeah, it's fine that you are not with a closed shoe, but just make sure you are much more careful than others. Okay, all right. So yeah, that is more to the safety briefing. Is there any question you all want to ask regarding about the, not about the tour first, like where's the toilet? Anyone want to go to the toilet first? Okay, if you really need to go to the toilet now, we got a toilet near to the dormitory. But if everyone is good, we'll start with the tour and the food first. I mean, for the food team, the team that's gonna go for the food first, you all can feel free to use the toilet first, because that's the only toilet we have here. Later when we go to the hatchery, we don't have any toilet there. All right. Okay. Anything for you, Siti? No. Okay. I will be taking the left-hand side team, and the right-hand side team I will leave it to Siti here. All right. Okay. Just a very simple, quick description of what we are doing here. In Blue Aqua, we are doing fully shrimps culture. Okay, we have our new rainbow trout farm building near the 8-story the Apollo buildings near Tiew present, but that is we are expecting to be done by next year. Okay, so you will have a chance to, we will send in an invitation to a lot of place to have a tour there. That one will be a more full enclosed RAS system, fully automated. Yeah, so that will be first in, I would say first in Asia also. Alright, okay, so come back to the shrimp farm. Here in Blue Aqua, well, we actually did 3 types of shrimp before. One is the white shrimps, that is a very common shrimps that we, is found in Singapore, the white shrimps, the Pacific white shrimps. Okay, in Chinese we call it the bai xia. Okay, then the second is the tiger shrimps. Okay, the lao hu xia, which is very exotic, but we are not doing it now because that one is more to like a seasonal and depending on the market demand. Right? And the third is the Japanese tiger shrimp, the kuruma. Yep, that one is even more niche to season. That one year we can only have twice, but it really depends on our supplier in Japan. If they have extra, then we can get from them. Normally we get the parent stock over, then we do it here, everything in-house. But this year, unfortunately, they don't even have enough for themselves. So we don't have any Japanese shrimp, tiger shrimp here lah. Yep. Okay, so right here we are, for now we are only having white shrimps. Okay, our tiger shrimps also 2 months ago. Okay, then we only have white shrimps here in the farm. So this BABC farm we are split into two places. One is the hatchery, later we'll go, and this is what we call grow out. So normally a farm consists of two major parts. One is where all the shrimps grow from eggs all the way until they are, I would say, is a juvenile. And then from juvenile, when they come to the grow out, they grow all the way until your table. I wouldn't say until certain size because it depends, really depends on what kind of demand the market is asking for. So if they want 20 grams per pieces, they want 40 grams per pieces, 60 grams per pieces, we'll make it, we'll specially cater for the customers, then we'll send it to them. Okay, so for Blue Aqua, we actually have constant supply to NTUC Finest Extra, and one of it I think is I can't remember, but it's only for the NTUC Finest Extra and the special one. Okay, the reason being is we are not able to supply to the basics NTUC because of the demands they're asking for, and actually they are getting a lot cheaper one from imported shrimps from Malaysia and Indonesia. So our local produce shrimps with the certain quality we have, we don't want to compromise with that. Yeah. So it's local produce, we need to have the quality is higher, so we have to go a little bit higher in the price. So with that price, we sorry?
How much
Per kg? Okay, we are actually selling at about $20 to $25 per kg. Yeah, that is the selling price from us, but then from NTUC they actually mark out a little bit more. Yep. So normally the shrimps coming from overseas, especially from Indonesia and Malaysia, right? They are somewhere. I will spill a bit of the thing, like it's about $9 to $10 only maximum. So when Malaysia have a lot of shrimps, right, they can actually go up to $6 per kg only. But that is to say that the quality is not 100% confirmed. Okay, so although we got imported food, all right, they have a lot of health certificates. I wouldn't say for other industry, but seafood really is something that Blue Aqua, we take care very seriously. Especially in Blue Aqua, we don't use any medicine, no antibiotics, no vaccinations. Okay, no like the Chinese medicine. Actually, they're quite common in the world now in aquaculture. They start to use Chinese medicine in shrimps. Sorry, no hormone, no antibiotics, no vaccinations, no Chinese medicine, no whatsoever. We use solely prebiotics and probiotics. Yeah. So all these prebiotics, probiotics some of them are quite commonly found in your Yakult, Vitagens. Yep. So we use all this, we combine with our own technology, we actually use this to control the quality of the shrimps, make sure the shrimps are always healthy, they have a happy gut, then they grow very nice, they have a very good appearance, which I can show you later. Yep. So that's why we have to mark up our price a little bit higher, because it's local produce, we care for all the safety, healthy and everything. Alright, so before we start, okay, for our team we actually start from hatchery. Okay, then we'll come back. Hatchery is about two minutes walk from here. It's around the turf also. Then after that we'll come back to the farm.
How long from hatchery to full grown?
Okay, a full cycle will take roughly 4 months. So in hatchery normally they'll go up to 1 month. At better, I mean sometimes we got they grow a bit faster. We'll have about 3 weeks. That is the fastest already. But normally you go up to 1 month. Sorry? Okay, so same like all the organism here, even for humans, some of us grow taller, some of us are grow, average. So for shrimps, they are also, we categorize them into three parts. Okay, what we call in fish term is fish head, fish body, fish tail. 鱼头, 鱼身, 鱼尾. Okay, for shrimps, we also call it the same. 虾头, 虾身, 虾尾. 虾头 means the shrimp's head means they are the fastest growth among the whole population. Let's say we have 100 millions of eggs. Okay, there will definitely be batches of them, but 20 to 30% of them, they are growing very fast. Then the majority, about 60% of them, they grow average, and the last 10% they will grow slowest. It's always gonna be like this. You will not have a super average batches that is gonna grow like all of them gonna have a very same pace. You have definitely a big portion. I mean, the major portion is the standard, then a small portion of each, the fast and slow. That's why when we have the fast one, we will actually move them over first. Because when the shrimps grow too fast, they actually attack the smaller one. Yeah, they are all cannibalism. Yep. Yeah. All right. Any more questions before we move? No? Okay, then we'll move on to the hatchery. Let's go. This is a fully aquaculture floor. Yeah, but some of them you might see they are in the plantation and shrimp. Okay, so welcome to BABC Hatchery. Here we have, here what we are doing here is all we take in the parent stocks. Okay, after that we will do the breeding here where the parent stock, they'll lay eggs and then they will fertilize them. Not we fertilize them, the shrimps fertilize them. We make sure they fertilize themselves. Okay, so we are only helping them to get fertilized. Right, after that it goes to the myces, the baby shrimps, and all the way to juvenile. But unfortunately, we have all our shrimps moved over there, and we got a big portion of, I would say all of our shrimps, the broodstock shrimps, got sold during NDP. Yeah. So what I can really show you here is the facilities. Then later on at the grow out stage, I will find the bigger size. We'll definitely be able to show you how to differentiate between a female and a male shrimps. Yeah, but here we can only show you how the facility are and then how we're gonna do it, and I'll explain a bit what's the procedure. Okay, so here, as we mentioned, we take very seriously on biosecurity. So before you come in, to your right hand side, there's a washing basin. I need you to really wash your hand. Okay. Then here, a small basin here on the floor is the chlorinated water. Okay. I will need you all to dip. Those with covered shoes, at least you dip about 1 inch of your covered shoes in. You don't need to be too long. You just dip. Another shoe, dip. Because we don't want to have any foreign objects to go in and compromise with our hatchery. Okay. Yep. If everyone ready, then we can come in one by one. We are now hatchery 1. So that when we go over the farm, you'll be more familiarized, able to visualize a bit when I'm explaining about all these shrimps.
Earlier you were saying that you have to get the Japanese tiger.
Yes, Japanese tiger species.
Yeah. Why is it not possible to grow it here?
Okay, so because it's a temperate shrimps, you only grow in cold weather.
Okay.
Yeah, only grow in very cold weather.
Okay.
Yeah, so especially in Singapore, we are always hot, It's always 30 degree, 33 degree. Yeah, so we are not able to do it in big scale because of the costing here. We'll never be able to do it.
Where do you get the supply of eggs from?
We get the parent stock. We don't get eggs. So the parent stock we get from there's a few what we call specific SPF free company. SPF means specific pathogen free. So some of the company out there, they actually have their shrimps checked every quarter for certain disease. So if they pass everything, they will get stamped up by the global the association that your shrimps are all clear. So SPF. Then we get it from them. Then we bring it in-house. So from Thailand, we have one CP. I think it's not maybe it's quite common to us. CP is the one that they sell a lot of eggs, chicken, shrimps. In Thailand, it's quite they're actually the biggest in Asia lah. Then we got some in Australia and New Zealand. Okay, but those they really supply a small amount of numbers of parent stocks. So most of them we still get from Thailand.
So which one is the white shrimp? Which one is the tiger shrimp? Which one is the Japanese shrimp?
Okay, so white shrimps, right?
Japanese shrimp.
This is white shrimps.
Okay.
Phytopenis vannamei. This is the most common shrimps cultured in aquaculture all over the world. Okay, and this is also the only sole species that we have full technology on. That I mean, it's globally not just us lah. It's very well matured technology to culture this species all over the world. It's one of the species that is listed as the seafood that is enough to sustain the world. If we do it properly and have enough, we can even in Africa they're actually focusing on this species for shrimps lah. For shrimps because they are easy to grow. They grow fast in 4 months, so 1 year you can get 4 cycles. And then value wise, nutritional wise, they are good enough, you know. It's not expensive to grow them. Okay, so the white shrimps is very commonly found all over the world, especially in Asia. Okay, then the tiger shrimps, actually it's called tiger shrimps. I will explain a bit this one later why I say tiger shrimps. Okay, this is Penis monodon. It's actually what we call a tiger shrimps. Okay, they are the one that in market you see they got black and white stripes behind them. Okay, and they are slightly bigger. Sometimes they are tend to be a black color. Sometimes they are a bit more blue color. So this one actually depends on what kind of background color in the tank is, and are they indoor or are they outdoor exposed to the sun. It will affect the color. But the only one thing that won't change is the stripe behind them. Okay, so then the third is the kuruma, the Japanese tiger shrimp, which is this one. The most distinctive characteristic is the tail. Okay, the tail is actually in violet color, so it's like under the sun is like a rainbow shining one. Yeah, this is the Japanese shrimp. Okay, all right. So there's actually on this board 2 more, the indicus and also the stericities. They are okay. This one is a more latest I would say latest species. Is only start to have its popularity somewhere around 2021, 2022. Okay, they are called the blue shrimps. Okay, the names and the popularity is actually given by the farmers. Okay, because for quite long time we don't have shrimps that is fully in blue, but yeah, actually they are a bit more new species. Is a bit of a mix from vannamei and monodon. Okay, in the wild, then we bring back the stocks. We do it under indoor, so they'll be more in blue color. So this is what commonly in the market they will do lah. So it will be in blue when they're alive. So when they cook, they are less red also. They'll be more to light pink, light orange. Yeah. So the normal shrimp when you cook, they'll go very orange. Some of them even go to red. Okay. So for this species, they don't turn that red. Okay. So for indicus is what some of the common folks we call it the banana shrimps also lah. So I'm not sure if you're familiar with that. So it's they tend to be a bit yellowish when they are when they die. Means when you harvest them up, you put in the ice, they will turn to yellowish a bit. So that's where the banana shrimps name came into lah. Okay. So but these 2 species we are not doing here is the demand in Singapore is really low. Okay. So what we're doing here is we are only focusing on supplying the demand for Singapore, and if we got extra, then we'll export. But normally we are focusing on just all the local supply. So just a quick one, we actually supply around 120 to 150 tons of shrimps per year to the local, be it hotel, NTUCs, restaurants. So that to say is about I would say 70% of the whole Singapore shrimps consumption. by book lah, not including those that from tourists. Okay, by just Singapore, because by per capita, Singaporeans average per year is about 25 kg to 30 kg per year consumption. This is 2023 statistic. Yeah.
One person in one
One
year.
person in 1 year you eat somewhere 25 to 30 kg in average. Some might be more, some might be less lah. So we take it average lah. Yeah. So you might not notice, but you know, maybe you can start to when you eat a little bit of shrimps. Okay, I have 30 grams today. Okay, what about next week? Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So that's how we are saying we actually are the biggest shrimp producer in Singapore. We are not the sole.
You mean
Sorry.
25 kg is the pure meat or the
Pure meat.
Pure meat.
Pure meat. Yeah. Because for shrimps, right? Okay. Let's look at the shrimps. This is one piece. The head actually take up somewhere 30 to 40%.
More meat inside.
Because
No.
in the head inside is what we call hepatopancreas. It's a lot of people say it's a side, the shit. It's actually not. They are actually the what we call the internal organs of the shrimps, which is completely safe to eat, but they are high in cholesterol. Yeah. So the sheets, the side is actually here at the back of the gut, near the vein. So there's actually no sheets here. The sheet duct actually stuck here from all the way under the tail.
So the belly back.
The belly bag, that is that is the part where the small lines, that are the sheet lines.
No, but there's a belly back over here.
No, that is not the sheet.
No, there's a belly back.
That is actually it's a part where the heart, and beside them is like a what we call gallbladder. Yeah, that is not the sheet. The sheet line only starts from here. Yeah. Okay. Just just a bit of extra information for everyone. So okay. So yeah, these are the species here. Okay. So we have our own thing called Dr. Shrimps, which we patented and we created as a first in Asia. I mean globally lah, because we patented it. We provide full service on diagnosis on shrimps. Okay, from A to Z, all kind of viruses, bacteria, fungus, bacteria, virus, fungus. Yeah, all these three. Okay, we have all the tests and all the equipments to test it in-house here. Later I will show you our lab here. We actually have the most complete lab in Singapore. We are actually on par with government. The government labs, we have a few here. One in the Brahu Road, and one is in town. Okay, so we provide this service to all the farmers all around. Okay, we have also Dr. Shrimps launch in India. I would say mid of last year. Okay, so
May I know where in India?
I cannot recall the names because this is handled by my lab. Maybe my lab colleagues can explain to you a bit the city. Yeah. So okay. So here below is the life cycle of a general life cycle of a shrimps. Can everyone see? Okay. So we start off with the adults. Okay. In aquaculture, we actually call them broodstocks. Okay, but layman terms is just say parent stocks lah. So they start from the parent stocks. Then after that, they will mate. Then they will start to lay eggs. Okay, the eggs are actually very very small that you cannot see it with your bare eyes. For white shrimps, for tiger, for Japanese, all you cannot see. Yeah, some of the species you can see the egg, but most of the species you cannot. So for now, all these species you actually cannot see them because they are so small, and when they hatch, they are also that small. It's not like when they hatch you can actually see them swimming. You need to take them in a glass bottle, and then you need to shine with lights. Only you can see small dots that you might think that is the bubbles. Because in all of the tank we actually have a small aeration system to provide them with a lot of oxygen. So you might get confused between is it egg or is it bubble. Okay, they are that small. Okay, then from eggs they go through about 24 hours maximum. They will all hatch to what we call it the first stage, now please. Okay, so now please is a first form of the shrimps which they only can do pulsing. They can only go one direction. So They only can do one swing. They cannot control the direction. They just float around. So during this stage, right, they actually rely on what we call it phytoplanktons. It's like a very micro plant in the water. So we put it normally. It can be a live one, it can be a dead one, because they cannot go and hunt for the fruit. So they will just swim. And then they got these two small antennae on top. When they touch the thing, they grab. Yeah. So this is how the nowfish eat. Then when they move on to protozoa larvae, it takes about 3 days. They grow to protozoa larvae. This is where they start to develop some of the neural sensors here that they start to hunt. They still don't have eye. Huh? So shrimps, there are two type of way that they hunt for food. One is they use their eye, which is what we call a visual predate. Another one is sensor. So they actually use their sensors here to test for two things: the chemical changes in the water and also the movement. So all tiny movement can be captured by this, then they will go and hunt for all this food. So when they start from this protozoa larvae, we actually give them live feed already. What we call it Artemia is also commonly known as a sea monkey. Brine shrimps, correct. So they are a bit orange and brown in color. Okay, yeah. So when they eat, you see the color here specifically, you see all we put this black color, and then some with face, but they don't have face actually. Okay, so it's brownish. When they eat this Artemia, right, they actually turn brown. So at this stage, this is how we determine that the shrimps are eating or not eating. So because from eggs up until before they reach post larva, right, they normally is about 60% of success only. So most of the time when they fail is at this stage. So when they don't eat at this stage, right, they won't grow into mysis and then mysis larvae and post larvae. So at this stage, if they don't grow, we have to actually discard the whole batches already, because there's no point continue waste time and money to ask them to eat lah. They don't eat.
Do you use them to feed to other?
No, we don't, because we might not know what is happening to them. Yeah, so they might be weak, and then when they are weak, there's chances of bacterial infection to them. So if they are not healthy, we are not using them for any feed to compromise with all the biosecurity for other things lah.
So at this stage, only 60% survival rate.
No, I mean 60% that this batch will success. So we normally we go by batches and batches.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's not like every batch we can success. No one can guarantee that, because it's still a live organism.
How do you know if they are like not eating at all? So it's like if a batch is 100 protozoa,
Yeah.
and only 60% survive, then 40%, how do you pick them?
It's like I said, if they eat, they all have orange color.
Yeah.
So when you scoop up them, you see at least 90% of them is orange. Okay, they pass.
Okay.
So when you scoop up, it's like less than half of them is eating. So
Discard the whole thing.
We discard the whole thing already. Because it's not worth lah. It's not worth.
Usually will you all investigate what is the cost? Like why is the 50%?
For this size, we don't, because it's too costly already. They are actually, I mean, I can't even show with my hand lah.
Yeah,
They are
okay. Microscopic.
micrometer. Yeah, they're in micrometer size.
So
You can see them, but yeah.
Scope to see.
Yeah, so if you want to test for medicine, something to test, right? You need to bring them to the lab, and then you put them on plate. You need to dissect everything. At this size, we can only squash them. We can't even cut them open. Yeah. So there's no way we are gonna waste time and money on this. So normally we just discard.
Okay.
Okay. So after this stage, they will grow to mysis larvae, where they start to develop eye. At this stage, they can actually control where they are going already. So they don't pulse, they will swim. Okay. Before this, they are all pulsing only. You see all their legs, they're actually having a very, very tiny sensors. So when they swing, they can't even propel themselves out. So the most they can do is just one push. So up until this stage, they are all just pushing one direction only. Okay. Until mysis larvae starting, okay, they can control the direction, they can go wherever they want, because they start to develop a much more complete limbs. Okay. So from here, they grow from mysis larvae to post larvae in about 7 days. Okay. So when post larvae, they are called a full form of shrimps already. So they're basically full form. They have everything a shrimps need to have in morphologically and also in the organs and all the required parts lah. Okay, so at this stage, they actually have a mix of phytoplanktons and also live shrimps. Not sorry, not shrimp. The Artemia, the brine shrimps. So why we need to combine is we need to start to develop what we call a healthy gut content for them. Because before that, they are only rely on one single source of proteins. After this stage, they will start to need to have nutritions. Okay, so we need a lot of nutrition from plants lah. So that's where all the phytoplankton come in. So at this stage, we have a lot of food, different food for them, but they're all in life. Okay, so in post-larvae is where we cut off. We move all our shrimps to they grow up. They will grow from juvenile to sub-adult and then to adult lah. Then from adult, then it go into your mouth.
So over here is until post-larva stage.
Yes, until here is post-larva. You make a cut here. Shoot.
How do you tell the difference?
Actually, it's just for okay. A more common way is by the size, but normally we don't do that lah. It's just for the academic purposes only. Yeah, because even at this size, we also say they are shrimps lah. So we don't say this one is juvenile, this one is
Sub-adult.
big. So we only separate them when they reach broodstock, which we call a parent stage. When they reach the parent stage, this one they need to have at least 50 to 55 grams. Okay, that is the most common size that they have to be able to carry, to be able to breed, to be able to release all their sperms and eggs. Okay, the size matters because they actually use the energy from their whole body when they do spawning. I mean, there's no way we can see lah, but they actually they drain internally. So after they spawn, right, they will just lay there. They won't move for probably a good 4 to 5 hours before they start to move for food lah. Yeah. All right. So any question regarding about life cycle?
The adults that you get, you don't use them for eggs.
Sorry again.
The adults that
Mhm.
reach, you don't use them for eggs.
No, we use them. If we bring them in as broodstock, we actually use them for breeding, and they can go up to 6 months of unlimited breeding. Okay, so when we bring back a broodstock, okay, they can start mating. Right? Once they start fertilize and spawn, they will take about 2 weeks to recover. Then they are ready to spawn again. Later I'll try and get the shrimps that because some of the shrimps they actually have early development of this thing. Yeah, so at the grow out pond we'll try to scoop those out for you to see. Because last time we have because all go to NDP events already. So if you come like 1 week ago, 2 week ago, we can show you inside. Actually, they have very obvious. They got sperms. For male, they got sperms. Okay, then for female, they actually got gonads behind them. That people actually thought that is the shits, but that for female is actually a much bigger one. So sometimes when you eat shrimps, like there's a orange strip behind them. That one is the female eggs, unfertilized eggs. Yeah. Okay. So we move into your behind first. That's where we start our broodstock. Okay. So watch your head.
You can.
What's that?
It's okay. It's okay. You already disinfected outside, so you don't do it again. All right. So here we have this is actually just a clean water reservoir where we have our seawater coming in. We actually buy the seawater here in Singapore because BABC, our biggest problem is we are not near to any seawater supply. So what we are doing here is we bring in seawater. We reuse the seawater every time with our own filtration system. So the water from the shrimp farm, it will go through, after a while it will go into our filtration system, then we do refattening and then we bring it back to the shrimps. So we don't throw any water out. Because actually water from aquaculture, they are too high in nutrition that if you discard out to the environment, it's actually a damage. they will cause algae blooms. You see the whole river, they are all in green. It can be in red also. When it's red, right, actually it kill the whole river. We call it the red tide. But red tide normally happens in sea lah. But it happens in some of the saline, I mean the river in between the freshwater and sea where the water is half saline, half salt. Okay, right. So a chiller here is what we use to when we have this Japonicus, the kuruma, Japanese tiger shrimp. This is the chiller that we use to bring down all the temperature of the water solely just for the kuruma. Okay. All right. So here. Let me.
Oh, smells good.
Okay, so as what I said, I can share a little bit of this secret to you. So maybe you can be the next, the shrimp farmers in Singapore. So this here is what we call a polychaete. It's actually a bloodworm. Okay, in sea normally you see it dwelling on bottom of sea, like if you do any what we call the diving. So sometimes you see this very ugly centipede-looking worms in the water, especially in the, only you can find in sea lah. Okay, so this kind of thing, everyone is okay with photos? Okay, right. This kind of shrimps, worms, right? They are very essential to all the broodstocks. They carry a certain type of amino acids that is only found in them. Okay, so we feed this to the parent stocks. When they eat, it actually promotes them to be sexually matured and ready to mate. This is why I've been emphasizing that we only use the what we call the proper way. I mean we don't use any hormones to ask them to promote them to spawn. Like in chicken, it's very common for them to inject hormones so that they start to grow faster, or even promote them to start to give a lot of eggs. So in shrimps, we use live feed. So we use all the more humane way to promote them to start do all this what we call spawnings lah. Yeah. So these things are very very expensive. It's just an extra information. Okay. All right. So next we move into our maturation tank. This is where we have our used to have our broodstock. Right, you might need to be careful because this room is a bit dark, and then we have some of the pipes in below at your next level. Okay. Alright, you might notice that this room is actually very very dark, and this is the environment that requires when the shrimps they are ready to mate. Okay, when they are ready to mate, they don't start immediately. They need to fulfill certain factors, which one of them, and also the major, very important, is the light intensity. So they don't mate in very bright environment. They're a bit shy. So they want to do their mating in dark. So and no comments for that, but yeah, that's what we provide to them. They talk to us, then they say they need dark, we give it to them. Then they do everything here. We on the light just for you to see that how the tanks look like, how is the system here that we use. So normally the whole room is dark, really really dark. And our workers here, they need to use a headlamp to work here. Yeah. So when they are used to dark, they will do whatever they want. We actually have two types of spawnings here, what we call natural spawnings, and another one is artificial spawnings. So the natural spawnings is we just provide them with everything they need, then they might spawn in the tanks naturally. Okay, then the next day when we come, our worker actually worked 24 hours, those that inside the hatchery. They will check the shrimps. When we start spawning, they will check the shrimps every 3 to 4 hours interval. So when they found the shrimps that is ready to mate, they will actually move them to the long tank at your left hand side there. Then they will do the spawning there overnight. Okay, that's why you need to be in 4 hours interval. Okay, alright, so another one is what we call a artificial spawning, which we actually bring them out and we do some what we call is some shock. It can be temperature, it can be salinity. Okay, we shock them. They go into a stage that in shrimps, when they get too much of shock, the first thing they do if they are matured, they actually spawn, because they need to make sure they have continuous legacy. I mean, they have continue next generation of them going on, so they don't die now. Because for them, they will not know, oh, I got a lot of friends. No, they just think that if I die, shrimps will be gone from the world already. So every time you stress them, when they think they're gonna die, they will quickly mature themselves and start spawning.
Oh.
So this is how we actually play around. That is also the most humane way also. Okay, but in the industry, some you might encounter or maybe see from documentary, they actually cut over their eye. When you cut the eye, okay, for shrimps and the eye stalk, right, there's eyeballs and then there's a meat in between, the protein in between. So inside there's actually a sensory gland. When you cut, it's actually altered the hormones in the shrimp. They will also get sexually matured also. But here unless we really need, we won't do that. We only use the shocking and also the natural spawning here. Yeah, but it's very commonly practices in the shrimps industry that you cut over the eye. Okay, so some people will say it's very inhumane because you actually cut over their eye and throw it. Okay, but in reality, the eye can grow back, but it takes too long. It takes about, I would say, if they are recovering very good, 4 months, if not 6 months. But then by the 6 months, when they start off as a broodstock, they are already 50 grams. Another 6 months, right, they are actually very old already. By that time, normally people sell them off, because as they get too old, they cannot go too big. Not all species can go very big. Like tiger shrimps, yes, they can grow super big. The biggest tiger shrimps in record is about an arm length. My arm may be a bit smaller, but it's about there. Okay, so for white shrimps, they can maximum half of a hand, right? Yeah. So not all species can, not say the species if they grow 2 years, they actually go into super jumbo like a fish. No, they got the limit size capacity. So if they go, even if you go under 1 or 2 years, they will stay the same. Because everything degraded already.
What's the lifespan?
The lifespan, they can actually go maximum like 2 to 2.5 years in captivity, but in the wild we'll never know, because no one can actually determine how old the shrimp is. We can only know that they are old, right? But how old, there's no actual way. In fish, there's a way to detect, but in shrimps there's not. Right? So yeah, this so here, as I mentioned, we got this filtration system where our water from the tank actually go through this is what we call a protein skimmer. So this protein skimmer, you might be able to stop here already. The protein skimmer actually skim out extra protein in the water, make it cleaner, more clear water. Okay, so you take out the proteins, extra proteins from here, because you've got a lot of proteins from the shrimp's poop, uneaten feed, and then some of the pee. Everything in that contains protein. So we take out the proteins using this machine. Okay. After that, the machine will go into this what we call a bio tank, which we actually have our own bacteria cocktail inside. These bacteria, they feed solely on the ammonia and nitrite and nitrates. This is a very common bacteria that people in plantation they use also. So now a lot of people they plant in the system, in a closed system with the water flow and everything. These are the bacteria that they have in their system also. Okay, so this bacteria, some of them is reversible. So some of them take in ammonia, some of them give ammonia. So it depends on what you are using. Okay. Alright, so after this cleaning of the proteins, then here we clean off the water parameters, the unwanted parameters, the ammonia, nitrite, nitrate. They will be pumped back directly into the tank already. So we don't discard the old water and then take in the new water every day. Yeah. That is not sustainable. It's not a very good sustainable way. Yeah. Yep.
How much water do you put each time? Because I see a measurement.
Okay, this one is about 5 no, sorry, 10 tons each. 10 tons is, 1 ton is equals to 1,000 liters. So it's 10 tons each of the tank. Okay, so why do you see an indication there is because, like I mentioned, we do shocking. So when we do the artificial shocking, we don't use the 10 tons of water to do it. We reduce the water. Yeah, then that's where we put chilling water, or we put more fresh water to dilute the water. So this is where we shock them in a quicker way and more economy sustainable way. Yeah, because doing 10 tons of water and doing 1 ton of water, the costing is very different. So in Singapore, costing is everything. Everything is a cost. Everything is money. So we need to adapt to how we can use the smallest economy to go for the biggest part.
Nick, it's 10 o'clock.
Yeah, okay.
Proceed to the next session.
Alright, can, sure.
So we are back.
Alright, welcome back to the grow out area. Okay, so we're gonna start off our hatchery, the grow out here. Okay, so this is at your behind or your left hand side. This you see a big canister there. This is actually what we call a liquid oxygen. Okay, so here, because we are doing very high intensity, we call it a super high intensity culture. Okay, in 1 meter square, we actually have 400 pieces of shrimp. Means 1 by 1 meter, we have 400 pieces. Not to mention that when they grow 20 grams, you can imagine 20 grams shrimps, about 5 inch, 40 pieces of them in 1 meter. It's super high intensity. So shrimps instead, also they will also take in oxygen. So during the night time, oxygen actually drops very steeply in the water because of the algae content inside. So algae, like in plant, in morning they provide oxygen. In night they consume. So when in the night time, we will start to pump in all this liquid oxygen to the tank so that the shrimps have enough oxygen to sustain themselves. Alright? Okay, so same as for grow out, I'll need you to step over this water, okay, before you come in. Yep, then here will be more ample space for you to come through. I'll show you. Okay, steady.
Oh, there it is.
Like that?
I can see them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, here they are thinking we're feeding them or something,
Yeah,
right?
they wave,
Very nice
they
tail.
wave like a peace sign like that because of the pincers, so they wave it like this. Yay!
Yay.
Alright, okay. So
This one's dead one.
That one.
no, sometimes they get infected. Okay, and in the big ponds that's contained with that how amount of shrimps, you will usually find 1 or 2 big ones.
Okay.
Okay, so
They're cooked already.
can I have attention from everyone
Okay.
here? Okay, so I'm gonna show you our shrimps here. Okay,
Let's bring up the shrimp. Stand back. Stand back.
all right. Yeah. Can.
Okay for me?
Sure. Here's Mustafa, the general manager here. Okay.
Sorry.
It's okay. We train them to, be more collision resistant. Yeah, as you can see, right, when they are very healthy, they're actually very clear in color. Oh, they're nice cat. So they're best pose. Alright.
Okay.
Sorry. Bye.
Okay, when the shrimps they are healthy, they're actually very clear. You don't see them in whitish color. You don't see them in bluish color. The blue might only come from the shell, but when you take it out of live, they're actually clear, like permeable. You can just see through them.
What's the black star at where the gonad is supposed to be?
Let me see first.
One stupid question. How long can they like stay alive out of water?
Okay, they can stay alive out of water somewhere about 2 minutes to 3 minutes max. Okay. Alright, okay. Give me a while. Hey. Okay, it might not show very clearly, but okay. Just for everyone to know, this is a part where, if you can see a very mild line here, this is actually the tiny one. This is where the sheath line is. But because this is not fully developed into a female yet, so you cannot actually see a bigger tubes of female the gonads, what we call the female eggs. Okay. All right. So, for you to know is it a male or female, okay, this part here where my index finger are pointing at, if they are male, you will see sperms here. You will see sperms here because now they are not in the condition that they are comfortable with, so they won't. It's very rare to have them develop all the eggs here, the sperms and eggs here. So, but just for your reference, this is where the sperms will develop, okay, for male shrimps. Alright? Okay? This part. Specifically this part. Alright? And then, for female, you only see gonads behind here. Okay? You can actually see my finger moving through the shrimps. Means this is how you determine it's a good shrimps, good quality lah. Okay? Right, you can actually see the color difference. Okay, so a male and a female, normally how they mate, one on top, one on bottom. So they'll actually grab each other, then they swim. Okay, at that time, okay, for shrimps you can see actually all these legs. These are what we call swimming legs, clearpods. They use this solely on swimming. All these pincers here, there's like that, always there's peace sign. They are like a gangster like that, peace sign. These are all the pincers that they use, okay, to do whatever they need to grab, but they don't self-defense with this. All right. Okay, so they use these pincers here to grab the sperm. They will give it to the female. Yeah, this thing is very hard to video, but I think on YouTube someone managed to use an infrared camera to do it. So even ourselves, we are not able to do it here because we are not focusing on that part. So as long as they make, we are done, we are enough. That one is more to a research purpose. Yeah. So if you're interested, you can go to YouTube and search how a shrimps they do this reproduction spawnings. Okay, so yeah, so this is pincers. This is a clearpods. Okay, then they usually fight with this.
Oh.
We call it
horn, unicorn.
It's like a horn kind of thingy. So they actually use this to self-defend and fight. Yeah. Alright. Okay. Sorry, this sharp-tails is not designed for fighting actually. It's just they are like that. We still don't know why is it that sharp, but then they don't actually use the tail to poke like a beast. They don't do that. But this is actually very sharp thing also. So when you are processing with your shrimps, right, we actually cut this off also. Alright? Okay? So these two whiskers, okay, standard lah. They are all for sensor, okay, sensoring, detecting the movement, detecting the water parameters. This is how they know that they are in a good condition to start spawning. Because if the water are bad, they don't spawn. Okay, alright. So these are the common one you have. Then I'll show you a quick glance on the system. Then we can go back for good. Okay, here. So any of the parameters went below our benchmark, we actually have our phone call already. The system will call us, hello, your DO is low already, have to come already. They just send in text and saying, okay, the DO are low, you do something. Then our workers here are staying inside. They will come and they will do necessary actions. Alright? Okay? Okay, let's move on. Alright, please watch your leg, follow me this side.
Careful, your head.
What's your best?
Wow, this is
Not including me. What's your best guess for this scale? This and the hatchery.
what's this place?
This is a simple guess. I mean, what comes with your mind first?
22.
20? We did it with 5. We did it with 5 only.
Only 5. Including the hatchery.
Yes.
Wow. Very portable at
3 hour
home.
shift or
For the hatchery, they actually we have 2 people rotating. That's why in hatchery it's toughest. It's the toughest, but it's also the most fruitful one. Because when you see them spawning, it's actually kind of achievement. Yes. It's not easy. Hatchery people get paid higher, much higher. Yeah, because this is a repetitive job. So for our farm here, all right, you can see this is our mixotrophy system, which we patented this as our own culture system. Right, it's called mixotrophy. You can take a photos and then you can learn a bit about how we do at different stages, how we are incorporating the bacteria, okay, the probiotics and prebiotics into our culture, and that helps to clean the water, that helps to make the shrimps healthier, and how we make it minimal, I wouldn't say zero, maximum 5% discharge of our used water. Yeah, this is the secret here. Okay, so this is how we do it. Okay, and this is the traditional culture. You can only take in a certain amount of numbers. With our system, with our way of culture, we can actually go up to 2 to 3 times, at least 2 to 3 times of how traditional people culture in their normal ponds. This is back with all the information that our previous culture. Yep. So we did this pattern. It's published. It's all in public. Yeah. All right. So what you are standing here is the water treatment area where our water from the farm, they come here, they get treated, they get pumped back. Simple as that. All right. So we don't use any ozonation. We are thinking of doing that, but for now there's still no need of this. Okay. We do a very simple prebiotic probiotic culturing here. They're gonna clean up the water will go back. We have everything in very sustainable, super sustainable farm here. Yeah. So, any question from anyone?
When it rains, right, how do you regulate the salinity and stuff?
Okay. Salinity, okay, when we add in fresh water or will come with rain, actually the water get diluted, right?
Yes.
But because of the evaporation, the water actually will escape.
Okay.
But not the sand. Not the salt. The salt will remain in the tank always.
Okay.
So even if the evaporation happens, the tank will only get saltier and saltier as the water level go down. So this is where you top up back fresh water, then they will go back to the normal salinity. This is how you regulate it.
Is rainwater clean enough?
Rainwater is clean enough.
Okay.
It's clean enough.
What is prawns class well over pound? Is it level?
They will work hard somewhere 7.5 to 8.2. Then it's the best that the result that we have here, because it really differs on different kind of culture. Some people they do it indoor, they put different kind of thing. So when you put in different bacteria cocktail in the water, the pH that you need is very different. So it really depends on what are the methods that you're using.
Yeah, for the water, do you all have a sensor that will...
Yeah, we have all of our tank. We have 24 hours surveillance system. The sensors are all inside. They will tell us live what are the pH, oxygen, salinity, the oxygen reduction potential, which is the chemical content inside. Sometimes the water, they have their own chemistry inside. So whatever you add inside, you will actually alter the chemistry.
Yeah. Automated, is it? Like
Everything is automated. But I mean, we are not regulating them. We only know what are the values are. So when they reach a certain values, which is our benchmark, when they are too high, we have to do something. When they are too low, we have to do something. Yes, we have. We have this fumigation. Every 2 weeks or 2 to 3 weeks, we have one-time fumigation the forest area because those areas we cannot control at all. But what we're doing here is we make sure we have, we definitely have water puddles all around, as you can see. We have this what we call mosquito oil that we actually added to the water puddles. Okay, then those oil will prevent the mosquito to breed, to lay their own larvae inside. Yeah. But in the tank, there won't be mosquito issues because mosquitoes, they don't go to this kind of water. It's not the water that they are looking at. Mosquito always look for still water.
Stagnant water.
So this kind of water, they don't even go near. Because they scared when they go, right, the shrimp will jump and eat them.
No.
Alright, yeah, so that's most likely everything here. Any question before we move on to our snackings? Nope, let's go. Yeah. No, lobsters, they actually they are not cultivated this way. It's not suitable. No, they're actually, lobster and shrimp, they are very similar, but they're actually not the same thing. They're under the same family. They're all crustaceans. These are similar with shells. Indirectly, I mean, it's not intention, but this actually helps you to have all the dirt come together. Then we just put them off. About $250,000 already. Because all these instruments that I mentioned for local shrimp, they are all very expensive. Every single instrument is 5 digits. So, those part is a very sensitive part that we usually, if we got time, I'll bring you just to be able to see from outside. We cannot allow you to go in as a biosecurity purpose. Alright. So,
We are now in the no entry
Feel free to sit
area.
here, or if you want to have your group taking a look, a glance of the farm, it's okay, but make sure you stay at this area only.
Look at this! Barbecue shrimps.
Alright, all our shrimps we harvested this morning at 7:30. All our shrimps are freshly harvested.
So they are preparing for our feast. It comes with a sweet potato. And mushroom. Oh, we have this breast.
Actually, they got their own
Suckerfish, more suckerfish.
get from us because the species that they use there, I don't think it's the white shrimp. They always use the.
Yes, everybody can take over.
Please give me some food, thank you. Okay, let's find a place to eat. Ding 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 ding. So we have water.
Women, my colleague, but she didn't get to eat. You want one? Give you one. You never eat. You need 20, you only need.
I think the tail fish can
Tomatoes, brinjals, all these that grow very well with fat water. This is what I call fat water. So it's actually a full sustainable cycle. You feed the chicken with the poop of the fish. Okay, you take the poop of the fish out, you dry it, you clean it up, you make it into paradise, you feed the chicken, they eat. They eat already, they poop, the thing go back in. So that one is one cycle already. Of course, there's a little bit of addition here and there. Not like they will fully sustain. Something will will get lost somewhere. So a continuous of little bit of feed here and there. Then there's this. And then the fat water, the water will pass to the plant, the plant absorb the all exactly the water. Then it goes to the so to see this is it's actually something that's going on now, but most of the people they cannot accept this. Visually, you look at it, it's like very dirty eating poop I mean I eat poop I don't want lah.
Nature is even worse.
But in nature you never know what they eat lah, you know. So but this is how people do it. You see, you think what you see. Yeah, you think what you see, but if you are in the science industry, like deep research, then you will know actually all these things when you go into the day, they actually all different. So as long as you do a proper disinfection.